Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and potentially my very last video. It's quite sad, and I do hope in the future that, or not hope, but I don't want to say goodbye, this is the end, because I might come back to this channel, so I'm not like burying it just yet. And I think part of that is because I've had a hard time letting it go. I really like making these videos, car videos, and sharing, not just car videos, but like sharing my insights on stuff. But it's time for me to make a few changes in my life, and I'll discuss that in a few moments. I have privated some of my videos on here, the ones that I'm not as happy about, the ones where I'm just rambling on, some of the ones I'm rambling, and also the videos around me, you know, kind of experimenting, changing perspectives over ADHD. And I wanted to do that, and then somebody commented yesterday asking me to make a final ADHD video, kind of like where I stand with everything at the moment, and so I'm going to incorporate that into this video. So yeah, I can completely understand why those videos would be confusing and you're not quite sure where I stand with ADHD and medication. That little experiment taught me that basically what I did is I came down a dose, and the experiment taught me that ADHD is not just a problem with society, it's not just a problem with society, and it's actually well, to be honest, I have been looking at real evidence and research into ADHD. There's something that I shared, and if I remember, I'll share it down below. And it's just like some of the things that they've learned from studies is just really, really interesting to know. Such as like things to do with prison, life expectancy. What else is there? Causes of ADHD. The causes, both genetic and environmental, are very, very interesting to read. I really recommend having a look at that. So yeah, hopefully I'll remember to leave it down below, and if not, someone comment and I will post a link. So yeah, I've got rid of the confusing videos, and I've left the ones that I feel are the most helpful ones, and the ones that I might be more proud of making. And then my final stance on ADHD medication is the video that I made about ADHD medication changing my life. And so yeah, that basically is where I still stand on that. But I do know I don't just have ADHD, and I think some people might know this already, or have suspected, but I was considering other possibilities for what was going on, and I discovered that I have a good chance, if not, you know, be diagnosed with this disorder, but that I have experienced trauma at the very minimum that has had an effect on my entire life. And I knew that, but I didn't realize how that presents itself. And I've been reading this book called The Body Keeps the Score, and it's so interesting, and there's so many parts of that book that I can relate back to my own life. And I think the key part is knowing the causes of the symptoms you're experiencing, as opposed to saying like, well, I think I have this disorder, so I do find myself being triggered. Often I am just like completely, you know, content, neutral, whatever. But then occasionally what will happen is I'll get triggered, and then I'll be back to feeling, you know, quite down, to feeling angry as well. That's something that comes up quite a bit. And I think underlying the anger is the sadness. But anyway, and I'm stuck in this mindset where I am dissociating from things that's going on in my life. I feel quite helpless, and yeah, just I have like a lot of memories replaying in my head over and over again, and my brain is analysing them, and I don't know, just pulling me back to a place of kind of self-loathing in a way, but also just feeling very hurt. And it's, you know, it's something that I went through, and I'm not going to talk about it in this video, some of you may know, which would be classed as trauma. And I have been studying with the Open University, some of you may know, and, you know, like on an odd week or weekend or something, I will be pulled back into this frame of mind and unable to really do anything, and I'll either feel quite numb or angry or upset, and unable to like do my work, and it's I don't know, it can be a problem. And what I found is ADHD medication, the one that I'm on in particular, which, by the way, I believe that my trauma and ADHD are linked. I don't know if one caused the other, I'm not saying that, but I believe there's some kind of link there. And trauma can worsen ADHD. I'm not sure if it can cause it. But anyway, there's some kind of link there. I don't know exactly what it is. So where was I? Yeah, so the medication that I was given also helped with mood and anxiety and things like that, you know. And I know for a fact that when I was suffering with my ADHD, it felt like the worst thing ever, even though it was like moderate severity. It felt like the worst thing ever because of all these other like traumas that I was dealing with. And so complex PTSD or CPTSD is sort of trauma experienced over a longer period of time, and so it's just reinforced, if that makes sense. And so that's basically kind of the gist of it. And so I still have kind of like issues now and again, but if I can pull myself back into the present moment, away from the things that get triggered, away from the issues. Like sometimes it just gets triggered and I have no idea where it's come from, no idea that I've been triggered by that. But now I have an understanding of what trauma is. I can kind of see, oh my gosh, that is why I felt so strongly about why I was so upset about this one thing that really shouldn't have bothered me that much. And so I would say that I go through episodes of things, and that's like, I can be completely fine living in the present moment, you know, happy to do whatever and everything, and then be pulled back, and that still happens on medication. And so the medication, I would say, does help with that, lessens it, and I definitely have improved with like my confidence, and, you know, experiencing trauma can often bring feelings of like worthlessness, low self-esteem, low confidence, things like that, because you've been constantly made to believe that you are I don't know, just not worth anyone's time. And I don't know, I'm not going to get into it because it's going to be an extremely long video if I do. And yeah, I don't know if I really want to post, you know, talk about this sort of thing online. So this is me starting a new chapter in my life. I feel like this is a really good time for me to do that. Okay, one little last thing I just remembered that I wanted to say is that one of the main reasons why I wanted to change my channel was because I spent some time kind of grieving for the person that I could have been if it wasn't for things that I've been through. And I got to the point where I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna start being that person or working towards becoming that person from now on. And that's kind of like a bit of my motivation for changing up what I'm doing, and focusing and identifying less with things like trauma and ADHD even, and difficulties, and focusing more and working towards, you know, what I really want for my life and what I could have been, but doing that work and getting to that place now, like working on it now, rather than constantly being in a state of, you know, struggling and refusing to see that I could be somebody who I, you know, as a child probably wished that I could have been as an adult. So that's kind of a bit of the motivation behind it. So what else did I want to talk about? There's a couple of other things. So so my Buy Me a Coffee account, I've been very, very disappointed with Buy Me a Coffee, like the app and the website itself. There's been a few different things that made me regret signing up to that particular website. So I have moved and I'm going to Ko-Fi. So it was kind of a difficult, I think this is why I was putting off like leaving this channel for doing one that's has a different focus on it, because I was worried what people who are, you know, have supported me through Buy Me a Coffee would think about this, because obviously I'm going to probably stop doing my monthly videos, and you know, I never promised that I would do them forever or anything like that, and I hope people will understand that I, you know, want to focus on other things, not just be totally focused on sort of mental health, ADHD, things like that. I want to focus on more interest-based things. You know, I'm also studying, trying to study, should I say. I'm just studying with the Open University this year, and it's incredibly, I'm finding it quite difficult. So, you know, I really need to have more time, put more time into that. I decided I'm probably going to switch out on my on all of my videos to put maybe my current links or just the Ko-Fi link, because it just seems it's just got so much better reviews on there, you know, from other people who have, like, people recommend that one basically. And I am very, very, very grateful for those people who have supported me. You know, it's not easy. It's I can sit down and talk about things, that's fine, but then posting them online and getting feedback on stuff that can be quite personal and vulnerable, and knowing that people you may know might see what I'm posting as well and talking about, it's a very vulnerable thing to do, and it's not easy to do that. And I just want, you know, I feel like I don't have much more to give in terms of like ADHD. Like, I could make this now more around trauma, but I don't want that to be the focus. Like, trauma has really affected my identity, and I've realized that a lot. And, you know, I think that contributes to me not really knowing myself, me not really understanding my personality, identifying with things, holding on to things and making them part of my personality, identifying with trauma that I have. Like, it's it's damaging, and if you haven't been through trauma, like, it's damaging on so many levels. Like, I feel like nobody would understand unless they've been through it. I think the time for me to move on is now. So I have created a new channel, and I am moving from my Instagram account. So, you know, I had quite a lot of followers on my Instagram account, but I don't know many of them. But not just that, like, they don't interact with me, and I'm just like, have it private, hiding away from the world almost, even though, you know, you could say I'm protecting my privacy. And so I decided that I'm just going to use one Instagram account. So I will link that down below if you want to follow me on there. And I'm also going to I've also set up another channel, which I will link down below. I don't know how often I'm going to post on that, when I'm going to post on that, exactly what I'm going to post on that, but it's going to be more focused on things that I find interesting, and less on myself, although I do know that a lot of people really like how I keep my videos quite real and down to earth and just with this sort of style, and I definitely want to keep an element of that because I enjoy watching other people's videos like that. And what I've found as well is lots of people on YouTube will be popular because they have certain aesthetics, and to me that's like, I understand why that is so, and I kind of understand why people like aesthetics, but for me that's like, when I watch a lot of people who make videos like that, I don't get anything out of it. There's no substance there. The types of videos that I like are where people really talk about really interesting things, and put a lot of effort and substance into what they're doing, if that makes sense. And so that's something that I want to take on. And I know I'm not an aesthetic channel here either. Like, I'm not saying that I'm an aesthetic channel, but that's kind of like where my channel will probably be more focused on. I guess aesthetics draw you in, and then if the channel, the stuff in the channel has substance, then that's really, really great. But you know, sometimes you can be drawn into by like thumbnails and stuff and then be extremely disappointed, and that's what I've personally found. So it's like an extremely windy day today. I was literally just driving around because I like to play music and drive around sometimes to like gather my thoughts, and I saw like branches strewn across the road, and at one point I got to a certain point and I just had to turn around because I couldn't get past these branches on the road, like this massive branch even. And I was just like, I don't know if I should be driving around trees at this time. And the sky was so grey, it looked like there was going to be a tornado. Like, it was like that, like the sky was so grey. And now it's still really windy, but it's sunny. It's really odd. The UK weather is just really odd, but at least we don't get like extreme weather, like really, really extreme weather, so that was pretty good. I probably, there was more I wanted to say in this video, but I don't want to make it too long. So it's not goodbye forever, it's just, you know, taking a break from this channel, shall we say. Whether I come back or not, I'm not sure. If there's like questions, if I get questions and video suggestions that people really want to see, I might come back and make them. So I'm still going to be checking like my comments and everything. But even like I've switched my subscriptions over, like the people on YouTube I still want to be subscribed to, I've switched them over to my new channel. So I'm probably going to be mostly on that other channel, but I will come back and check this channel now and again. I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has watched my videos, who has liked, commented, subscribed, even donated to me, even people who have like bought things off me, because I have an Etsy shop as well. To be able to not just give to people, but to receive back from people, from you guys, has been really great. You know, I started doing YouTube videos so many years ago, and it took me a while to get to the place I am now with the amount of subscribers that I have now. And it's, you know, it's a real lesson for me in that things take time, and you can't just go all in and expect you're just gonna blow up or whatever. And I never wanted to blow up like on my channel. I just wanted to, for like most of my videos, I just wanted to speak to the people who needed to hear what I had to say. You know, I've made most of my videos for people who have ADHD or people who might be suffering with their mental health, and then I've done a few more fun things, you know, around my interests. But I've tended to stuck to that. You know, when I realised I had ADHD, that was really life-changing for me, and I wanted to share with people because I knew that there, you know, were other people out there who probably didn't know they had ADHD or were too afraid to try medication, that can potentially change their whole life and their quality of life. Like, and yeah, I am so pleased that you found me, and you found use in my videos. That's all I wanted. And yeah, so this channel is not, I'm not going to delete it, I'm not going to get rid of it, because I know that more people will probably want to hear what I've got to say, which is really nice, because I feel like for most of my life I haven't really shared things with people because I don't know, I just felt very insecure, I guess, and yeah, it's time to move on to a new channel. I was thinking about leaving YouTube altogether, but I don't want to do that. I really enjoy making videos, and I really enjoy watching other people's videos, so I don't want to completely lose that. So my new channel, if you want to know what it's about, if you click on it, I've made an introductory video that's pretty terrible and rambly, and just to get something out on there basically, but I do have what do you call it, a banner on the top of my channel, and I've made like a little I made a banner basically, and each thing in the banner represents something that might be relevant to my channel or my interests and things that I like, so take a look at that. There's like several different things like merged together, and I really like what I've done. I don't know if anybody else will like it, but I like it, so that, I guess that's all that really matters at the moment. And yeah, I guess this is goodbye for now, and I will see you again one day in the future.